we go. We are up. And hey, everybody, welcome to Final Save Cast, the last one for this year at least, because we won't be doing this next week. The Stairmatic every single time with the host. Gotta have the scream in my ear. So, guys, what's up? I'm here with Joe, as always.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
And yeah, so we've been hanging out, playing some games this week and stuff. And so what you been playing, man?
Let's see here. Let's see. I beat Bayonetta 2. I don't know if I did that last week before our game, but let's see. That's Titanfall. The winter stuff for Overwatch, quite a bit.
How'd Dead by Daylight go?
Oh, we didn't even play because one of the people in our group played it already. They're like, no, we don't like it. It sucks. I'm like, well, never mind then.
Yeah. Okay. Who was that?
That was Grant, actually.
Grant, yeah.
Yeah. And if Grant says something's not good, it's probably not good because he will play anything.
Yeah, he does play anything. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't get what the big deal about that game is. I've watched it. I've played a little bit of it. And
It seemed like a cool premise. It's kind of like, it kind of reminded me of like Evolve's premises of like it was more like horror movie, like slasher movie type of genre feel to it. But I guess it wasn't good.
Yeah. And then anything else?
I think that's about it for right now.
All right. Well, I forgot to tweet. So stall.
I mean, yeah. I've been playing Game of Thrones still. I'm almost done. I got one more chapter in it, the Telltale game, and God, I love that game. Like, Telltale knows how to tell a story so well and really, get you into it. I don't know. Like, it really shows what video games can do when it comes to storytelling and that interactive feel to it, and it gets under your nerves because there's a lot of times you're like, oh man, I'm like, what if I would have just chose this? Maybe I would have got the outcome I wanted. And it'll drive you insane sometimes, but it's great.
So, I've been playing a few things this week. I tried a little bit of Super Mario Run on a friend's phone, and I like it for what it is. I mean, I'm somebody that liked, what was the Rayman one? The run game on there. I can't remember.
Oh, was it Jungle Run?
Jungle Run, something like that, yeah. And I thought that was fun. I spent a lot of time in that.
Actually, a little side note on this. Would you say like those two games are technically endless runners?
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Because like I had this argument with someone, they're like, but you have levels and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but you're always running until the end of the level, making it an endless runner.
Yeah, well, Pitfall was technically a platformer. It didn't have levels. It just kept going on and on and on, and everything starts from somewhere.
Right.
It's just an evolution of the endless runner. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just an endless runner with levels instead of just keep going and going and going.
I do agree with some people, though. It is rather slow for an endless runner. Even like Rayman had like a pickup
Mario
to it. Yeah.
I mean, it has the speed of Mario, and like whenever I play Mario, probably because I'm more of a Sonic fan, like I'm always like running as fast as I can. I'm like, come on, Mario, go faster, you fat Italian plumber bitch.
Yeah, except the problem is we have LCDs now, and it streaks, and I can't see things when I go that fast.
Yeah, well, that's if you play on the actual system, and also I have backup CRTs for that.
It was actually funny. My mom. So, a little side story about classic game systems. My mom has like this cheap like GPX CD player because she still listens to CDs. And,
I mean I do on occasion.
Yeah, and for some reason this thing has a headphone. It looks like a headphone jack. It's 3.5 millimeter jack in the front of the thing, right? Yeah. It's auxiliary only. There's no headphone jack in this thing.
So wait, it's to bring stuff in.
It's a little boom box with an auxiliary jack with no fucking headphone port.
The fuck?
Yeah. So exactly. So I was like, Jesus, I don't think I have a CD player anymore. And then I thought about it. I'm like, the CDX can do portable CD stuff.
Yeah, you can.
And then I was like, that's like $300, and it's my mom. But at the same time, like the batteries in that thing are gonna last like 30 minutes and die.
Right.
And it's the size of a boombox itself. And I got lucky and found a portable CD player I bought like in Kuwait or something like that. But Yeah, so I gave that to her. But yeah, it was kind of funny. I just like random thought about CDs and stuff this week. And I was like, it could work. She could use a CDX as a portable CD player. She strapped it to her back.
Right. Yeah, get a little backpack.
Yeah. Anyways, random wave of consciousness. Just something said. Crafty Hack, buddy of mine.
Yeah, played with him the other day.
He ended up getting me Transformers Devastation.
Nice.
And I played a few games that have been cel shaded before and had a head that looked to them. But damn, if this does not look exactly like the cartoon. Like it looks good. Like the last game, I would say it like looked similar to the cartoon. Was you remember there was that Robotech Battle Cry game, like on GameCube and stuff back in the day. And I thought that looked relatively good, but man, they've got like the animation style, and like Platinum did an awesome job in this game, and like the combat,
that's right, it's Platinum.
Yeah, the sound effects, most of the funny pubes. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
And the sound effects and stuff are spot on. They got most of the original voice actors on. The fight with Megatron and Bumblebee is the fucking tits. Like, you're like Bumblebee going full speed, and he like transforms in midair and does this roundhouse kick and kicks Megatron like 150 feet across the field.
Wow.
Yeah, it's badass. I love that game so much so far. I've only played like 5 hours of it when I've had time and stuff, but it's pretty fun. It's actually got some like almost like open world elements to it. Like it's, I guess it's not that. It's more Zelda-ish. It's got like a hub world kind of thing going on.
Okay, I got you.
No, not really dungeons, but just levels. You know.
Yeah, I mean Platinum. As I said, I beat Bayonetta 2, and that was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Platinum normally makes pretty decent games.
Yeah, so it was a good game. I like it better than the other Transformer games so far too. I tried a couple of the other ones on console. I think PS3 back in the day, like one of the first couple, and I just didn't like it because it felt like it was kind of yes and no based on the movie franchise, and I give two shits about the movie franchise.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it was a War of Cybertron. It was pretty good. When I played.
Yeah. But anyways, other than that, we played a crap ton of Titanfall. Before Anna took off on her vacation, we played a lot of Overwatch Snowball Fight. Maze Snowball Fight thing, and that's fun.
It is fun. I feel like though, like for me to have fun with that, though, we have to have a pretty full group to enjoy it. But
we did the other night. We were playing until like 4 a.m. my time, which I think was like 6 hers.
Yeah, I think Grant was telling me he actually got all the achievements for it.
Yeah, we were playing for a while, so I want to go back and play some more of that. Just that mode because it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing, and useless side story about the CDX.
Yeah, actually, another thing I did play a little bit, and I kind of want to play more maybe later tonight or something, is Guns of Icarus. Last weekend, I think after the show, or we actually picked it up and played it for a little while. And man, is that game fun as long as you actually have a full group who actually can talk and chat with each other. Because, I mean, it's very team-based, but I haven't played another game that's quite on this level where everybody has their station on the ship and they have to take care of things. And it's just fun when I normally just play as the pilot, and really it's pretty much I head towards the things and I kind of get where I need to go, and then someone yells at me, hey, turn a little bit more right, and I'm like, all right, I'm on it. Like there's just that camaraderie of making this work. And once we had our team down, like once we remembered what we had to do, we were just whooping ass. It was great.
This looks like Ready Set Gamer probably has like a head cold or something. Yeah, it says somebody turned the bass up. So basically, it's like you're permanently wearing Beats. That's what you're saying.
Ouch.
What do you mean, ouch?
Yeah.
They sound terrible. I'll never stick up for those things. Like, funny story. I've been looking at reviews for cars recently and stuff.
Right.
And I got interested in the Fiat Abarth just because it sounds badass. I don't know if you've heard one of these things.
Okay.
It has no muffler. It has zero exhaust, or it has exhaust, but it's straight pipe.
Well, the thing is so tiny.
Yeah, but no, it sounds like it's like raw. It growls, dude. I'm like, yes, but it has a Beats audio system, and everybody that's reviewed it is like this. If you love audio, this thing sounds like absolute garbage. It's like all high end, no mids, or all low end, no high or mids or anything. But anyways, yeah. Beats, Apple, what are you doing? Apple is one of those companies that just loves marketing, man.
That's all they are is marketing, man.
Yeah, this is wow. Anyways, so moving on with our stories, let's go ahead and talk about Super Mario Run, which is only on the Apple system because
for right now at least.
Yeah. So, decent game. A lot of people have been complaining about the $10 price tag. I think for Nintendo's profit margin, it's a good price, especially what you're used to playing. Shit, I've paid more than that for Virtual Console games.
Yeah.
So, it's for what it is, for the little time waster. There's a lot of little extra stuff to do in it and whatnot. I think it's a good game. If you have an iPhone or something like that.
Agreed. From what I've seen, at least.
The bad thing is you can only play it when it's online. It has
that sucks.
No offline mode, and apparently it's very chatty. Like, it uses up quite a bit of data just talking to whatever. And so this effectively makes the game only useful if you're in your house or someplace with a Wi-Fi hotspot.
Which kind of defeats kind of the purpose of mobile.
Yeah, and somebody that doesn't have like a whole crap ton of hotspots around me, because out in basically in the middle of the woods, it's like, this game is effectively useless for me.
Are you going to go walk out in the middle of the woods and you're like, you know what, I'm going to play Mario Run?
This has actually happened. Not with Mario Run, but I've played mobile games like on hikes and stuff like that. Like, I'll sit down and take a break or something, take some pictures, and maybe chill out, eat something,
Okay.
So, yeah.
I never thought to do that, to be honest, but I get it.
Yeah, it's a forest. Like, hikes here are like, sometimes like 5-6 miles.
Right.
So, you're gonna take a break every once in a while. So, yeah, and just random out and about. Like, you can go into Costco. There's no Wi-Fi anywhere here because people are old and they don't understand what Wi-Fi is. So, that is a thing. So this effectively, for me, makes the game mostly useless. I'll probably still pick it up when it comes on Android. But I think right now my cap's
I'm
like
wondering if that's going to be an issue. It probably will, but
yeah. So I don't know, but what I played of it I didn't have. I have nothing but good things to say about it. It seems pretty fun.
Yeah, I think exactly what Mario would need to be. This would work in the one-handed. I think the design and stuff works really well. It's just that sucks that it's always online.
This is the sound of one hand tapping. Yeah. All right. Kind of out of order here, but it's all right.
Whatever. Let's roll with it.
PC news. AMD now calls Zen Ryzen because they're stupid.
Yeah, whatever. Everyone always changes their names for some reason.
And the thing killing me about their whole thing I watched last week with this, it was like the biggest part of the whole thing is like, we have a new name for it. I don't fucking care. Just call it Zen. Risen. It reminds me of like resin, like you pour something in.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't make me think of the sun at all. It makes me think of clear fluid. Yeah.
Well, at least it doesn't. Hopefully, it won't get as hot as the sun this time around.
No, it sounds like it's actually going to be running
really cool.
Cooler than the Intel variant this time around. So it's supposed to be 95 watts instead of 140 TDP. They showed it without the boost clock going, just at its normal 3.4 gigahertz, compared to, was it 6900 that boosts up to like 3.7?
I think it's
And
it was keeping up with it.
It was keeping up with it and matching its performance, which is pretty much what I'm looking for. Now the question is price. There's some other cool things about this too that I found interesting. One of them being is they're almost taking like a GPU boost kind of thing to like the way overclocking works on these now. So it sounds like it's going to have like a certain temperature that it tries to reach, similar to like actually more like NVIDIA GPUs. So like NVIDIA GPUs, it's like 80C. They'll keep going until they hit 80C.
And then it'll start clocking down.
Yeah, or if the power gets exceeded, it'll bring itself down. So it sounds like it's going to do that. And if you like throw a water cooler on here, it's got a setting in it where it'll just keep going and going and going until it can't go anymore, and either cut back on the power or cut back on thermal, which is kind of cool.
It is.
Yeah, it's kind of like overclocking made easy for people in a weird way.
Right.
So, to me, that's
Keep it
fine.
safe.
Yeah, it's still going to use as if slots. It's still going to have pins on the back of it. Rumor
Oh, it
is,
wouldn't be AMD if it didn't.
well, I prefer that actually. I don't like the pins on the motherboard.
Yeah, I'm fine with it either
Yeah,
way.
it's like those pins are way.
It does suck when a pin gets bent on a motherboard.
Yeah, and I'm sure the motherboard vendors don't love it. They probably love this socket way better. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anytime I've bent these pins, they're so much thicker. It's easier to get them back in the shape
And back,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like I can't tell you how many boards I've like broken Intel pins on. It's
Really,
just,
to be honest, I don't. I think I've only done it once, maybe to an Intel pin. I'm normally pretty careful.
my Maximus Gene board actually came with a bent pin that I had to straighten out.
Ooh.
Yeah, and like even my mom's like, you should just return it and get a new one. I was like, but that's 2 weeks away. I'm just gonna.
It'll take forever.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know the feeling.
Yeah, but like even the cover on those things sometimes is not enough to keep it from getting crushed and bent and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So I'm looking forward to this. I think the thing is it has to be $500 for this processor.
That's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I might see a little bit lower, but yeah, probably $400-$500 range.
Yeah. So we'll see. This is the dumbest thing right here. These reinforced PCI slots.
Yeah.
It doesn't reinforce anything.
No, it doesn't.
It
Also, like, oh yeah, what are you like, freaking sitting like weights on top of your like GPU or something?
No,
like,
some GPUs are a weight. What basically?
they can get heavy, yeah, but still, like, that's not gonna do anything.
It's basically the only thing I tell is to keep from the plastic from breaking on it.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I can tell, even if the plastic breaks, you're kind of screwed anyways. Even with the Lendies on there, it doesn't really do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, marketing once again. Marketing for the win. I've never seen anybody try to disprove this. I would love to if I could just throw a motherboard out the fucking window. It's like do a little bit of loo, bend gate on the PCI slot.
Like, for some reason, I'm imagining that like clip where was it from Fresh Prince where he throws out Jazzy Jeff or whatever out the door, but like it's with a motherboard instead. Like, ah!
Throw it out with the graphics card still in there. See what
on
happens.
it.
It's like, that shit didn't reinforce anything. Yeah, but it's getting exciting. It's supposed to be Q1, so we'll see. And I've even heard there's going to be a 4-core, 8-thread to compete with the desktop that's possibly $150. It's supposed to be around the i7 desktop variant, so
Gotcha. All right.
that'd be crazy. It's like, especially saying that there's an unlockable i3 for 170 is what Intel's coming up with. So yeah, one can hope that this will drive prices down, but you know, I'm kind of a little bit of a fanboy for these little things that AMD does every 5 years or so, where they try to make a little stab back. And it's like, yeah, give it to the man.
Stick it to him.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we've got NES Classic is finally starting to show up a little bit.
What?
But not enough for the holiday season.
No, I won't.
Good game, Nintendo. Bring out a product that everybody wants, and then.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm wondering how this is working. I wonder if it's actually working in their benefit or the opposite.
I don't see how it is at this point.
Well, it's just, I think it's making the news of it bigger, probably, because as I said when we started this, I don't think there's as many people as we think there are that would want this thing. And I think with this, it's making it seem like, oh wow, like this thing keeps selling out. They can't find it anywhere, so like people are like, ooh, I want to see what this is, type of deal. So I think it's part of the marketing, personally.
So the only person I kind of like, people I know are through other, like I know Anna wants one of these really bad. Can't find them anywhere. I've heard of a couple other friends that say, oh yeah, my friend heard of that and they want it too, you know, like, so the marketing's working, it's getting out there. But I'm almost, it's been too long since the launch of it. I can't imagine it's very hard to manufacture. The only
Oh,
thing
no.
I can think it would actually be is unless Nintendo actually didn't think people were going to pick this up. Like maybe they thought like, hey, those 12 units are going to Walmart are going to sit in there, like for a month or something, and
Hmm.
nobody's going to pick this thing up. Um,
Yeah,
maybe,
well, knowing Nintendo, that's probably not their thought process, but
yeah, but it is a German manufacturer they didn't use before,
okay.
so I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but kind of a fail for them not getting enough of these out for the holiday. Still, it's like, mm,
Yeah, I that was definitely going to be their big one because it would be a great like stocking stuffer type of deal. But
it's got me worried for the Switch actually. The Switch is way more complex of a piece of kit than this thing is,
I
and
agree, but I think it'll be probably same on level as anything else they put out. They have a good idea of what they can sell, and then they make sure they don't put out that much. Nintendo is just famous for this. They're good about it
I don't know where this number
in
comes
their own
from.
little disturbing way.
Yeah, I don't know where this number comes from, but Polygon is saying they sold approximately 196,000 units so far.
For some reason, I almost feel like there probably wasn't that many to be sold.
Yeah, that's the way I'm kind of feeling. Like this is feeling almost like it's
Hmm.
on the same gains as
But then
the
again,
Virtual Boy.
that's not that high of a number, right? At the
Yeah,
same time, when you think about it.
yeah. Well, the Virtual Boy I think sold 32,000 or 38, something like
Ooh,
that.
that's
So it's actually
bad.
quite a bit higher.
Mm.
Anyways, yeah. So I don't know. This whole thing's been kind of a bummer. But
Yeah, I mean, have you tried it out yourself?
I tried it out on a friend's, and the cord is really stupid short.
Stupid short, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard some people complaining about the emulation. It seems pretty spot on to me. Seems about as good
Hmm.
as it is on the Virtual Console stuff.
Right.
The one to one being able to pick actual perfect pixel ratio is really
Hmm.
nice. It looks a lot sharper than Virtual Console, in my opinion.
Right.
But other than that, I don't have much else to say about it. It's pretty much what you expect it to be.
Hmm.
All right, this one I'm excited for, but kind of not at the same time because I actually forgot to say I was playing F Zero this week on the
Oh,
Dolphin.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Um, I play so much stuff and I just forget about it.
Yeah,
So
happens.
this week, GameCube news that GameCube may be on Virtual Console for Nintendo Switch.
I've been hearing that as well.
Thank you, because
Yeah, I mean that's
GameCube
good.
needs love. GameCube
It
has
does.
a lot of great games on
I
it.
mean that poor little purple box. It
Silver,
was
silver.
mine was black.
No, no, silver.
I think I knew somebody had an orange one as well,
Mm,
but it had a couple different colors. But no, I mean I love that system a lot. I feel like it was the last like Nintendo system I actually really loved.
yeah,
They had a lot of great games on there, a lot of third party support. It had a lot of power for back in the day too. It definitely was. I think the at least the CPU was like twice as powerful as the PlayStation 2, if I remember correctly.
it was twice the clock speed, kind of, sorta.
Hmm.
You know,
Uh, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great games on there. So hopefully, it'll be cool to like take it on the go and stuff. You play like Rogue Squadron and stuff on the go. So
I got a little bit interested reading this story, and I went and looked at them on eBay. Somebody was
mhm.
actually selling one with the GameCube with the portable screen with a like a lighter plug-in for like a car, like a power
Ooh,
port plug-in.
nice.
And it just like blows my mind that these things were low power enough back then that you could plug it into like a 12 volt and have it be able to run off of
Yeah,
that shit. It's just like screen and all. That's kind of nuts.
that's neat.
Yeah, I know you disagree. I still think the GameCube controller is one of the best controllers ever made. I love the
Really?
feel of it. Yes.
Like that's the weird thing to me that you love that and the Duke
Yeah.
because they're like complete opposite controllers.
No, it
Because the
see,
GameCube controller is so tiny.
it's not really tiny. It's the D-pad that's the problem on it.
Oh, the D-pad is itty
The
bitty.
the D-pad on that thing is like smaller than the Game
Also,
Boy.
the C stick sucks.
The C-stick's not that bad.
Oh, it sucks.
It's not that bad. It's just
Like
not what you're used to.
there's a reason. There's a reason why they made Metroid not be act like a first person shooter. They probably did, and they're like, oh wow, this thing sucks for this. No, we're not gonna do that.
No, I've actually seen all this stuff on that. They from day one had that planned. Sorry, you're not gonna win that one.
Yeah, Nintendo likes to write their own history.
No, the C stick was fine. It was grippy. It did plenty of what it was supposed to do. I didn't have any problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
It just the hat wasn't large on it.
Oh,
but
no.
the C on it itself was stupid grippy. Like I never had it slip or anything like that on me.
I remember trying to play was it GoldenEye? Not GoldenEye. Well, yeah, the GoldenEye like sequel thing or whatever they put out on the GameCube. Oh God, that did not go well.
I mean, if you want a real pessimistic opinion on the thing, to be honest with you, I don't think any first-person shooter is really good with twin sticks. I'm sorry.
Oh, ouch!
I'd mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm also comparing it to other ones with the second stick. We're not going off a PC, okay? Like, of course, that's my main one.
No, I'm just telling you my honest opinion. I'm sorry, but I had a PC back then, and I had a GameCube. If there was a first-person shooter, it was pretty much on my PC back then.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's just the way it was.
Well, that's how I was too.
When I didn't have a choice and I went back to PlayStation and stuff, I went and thought about it. And besides like Call of Duty, there weren't very many first-person shooters in my library.
I had Medal of Honor for PS2.
Yeah.
Of course, Halo for Xbox. I had Max Payne on there. It's not first-person shooter, but it was use twin sticks to shoot and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I had probably more than I think
remember. For that control setup, it's as dialed in because they've been around. Twin sticks have been around long enough, and it's as good as it's gonna get on that. You know what I mean? But like one thing I don't know if I mentioned it in my review, but I went and played a couple of first-person shooters when I was reviewing the Xbox controller. And don't get me wrong, I love that controller for what it is. But going back from that to the Steam controller, it felt so slow turning. It was like it's like you described like the difference between Sonic and Mario running. It felt like that. It was just like, it's like yes, like the Steam controller is a little bit more finicky. You cannot play really fast Twitch-based shooters on it. I'm sorry, you just can't. And stuff like that. But in my personal opinion, it just felt so sluggish. It was just, so in my opinion.
Oh, I mean, I always whenever I play a shooter on the consoles, I have to turn the sensitivity almost all the way up for me to be somewhat happy with it.
Yeah, and then you run into the problem where you're like going like this, unless it has that whatever it is, you pull the trigger in and it locks on and sucks you in, kind of thing. What is it? Aim assist.
There's some aim assist, but for a lot of games, that helps with that.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as you're like somewhat in the reticle, like of a certain area, it'll kind of help you out.
Yeah. I mean, they're just inherently bad. That you're not going to get that one-to-one experience on a dual stick. I'm sorry.
No.
But in some cases, it helps you out because in games like Titanfall, the aim assist makes it so you can zoom in faster than I can.
A little bit easier sometimes. Yeah.
Anyways,
but, I do love the shoulder triggers on the GameCube. I will say that I wish they would have kept that going. Yes.
Like I just love the way it feels in your hand. Like your fingers just sink into it.
Like it's like this part of the controller is amazing. This part of the controller I don't like.
Yeah. The only problem, I guess, from my point of view, I didn't use this part of the controller that often. Like even when I was playing games on the Game Boy player, I used the analog stick for that shit. You know, it's like
the analog stick was okay.
Yeah, like I don't think I had any real first-person shooters. I guess I had. The only real shooters I can remember having on the GameCube was the 007 Everything and Nothing from Russia with Love. And if I remember, as long as you got it kind of like in the area, you just pulled it and it just auto-aimed pretty much at that point. I think I had True Crimes, which also had a similar... So in my perspective of what I've played on it, I almost never used that damn stick.
No, I mean, most games tried not to.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It was like one of those things I was like, this is just so much better than the N64.
Oh, well, that's really easy. It was a way better controller than the N64.
I saw somebody cosplay this year as Poseidon. They had an N64 controller on top of their staff as the Trident.
Nice. It is the Trident if you turn it around.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But, I do love that system. And I did like the C-Stick for Smash Brothers. Everyone gave me crap for it, but I would beat their ass with the C-Stick, so...
All right, cool. Yeah, but I'm stupid excited. Luigi's Mansion. I've been playing. Hopefully,
I actually like Mario Sunshine. I thought it was actually a decent game.
I like it. I have to reverse the controls on the stick though. For me, it's just so bad.
Well, Nintendo Nintendo always has this thing of being inverted for some reason. Never understood that.
Because Nintendo's inverted compared to everybody else.
Yeah, I know. Like when this is, as I said to someone, like I'm not a big Zelda fan, as most people probably know. But I actually, Wind Waker on the Wii U was probably the first Zelda I actually kind of fell in love with a little bit, and I think part of it was, I mean, part of it's the graphics and the feel and the setting and everything. They did a really good job with that, but also part of it was they gave me the choice to not invert my second stick, and it had good camera controls, and it made me so happy just to feel like I could actually control this thing properly.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. But yeah, GameCube's so excited. Such a good console. Best Game Boy on TV.
Did you have the little adapter thing?
Yes.
For the GBA?
I still have that little adapter thing. It's awesome. I love it. It's like the thing I wish I could have is the what is it? The component cables, but they're like stupid expensive.
Oh, the component, yeah. I mean, that's something when I got my Wii. That was one of the things I was really excited about with the Wii when I got it. Was I'm like, oh, I can component all my GameCube games. Awesome.
Yeah, but
because the component cable was a lot cheaper for that.
My Game Boy player doesn't fit on the Wii.
That's true.
Anyways.
That's true.
Works fine on the PC.
That's true.
Anyways. So the Nintendo Switch patents got leaked this week, and there's some interesting tidbits. I don't know if you looked through this earlier.
A little bit.
Yeah, so they actually showed the way the controllers are connecting. The connectors that they're using on the bottom kind of are concerning to me.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Yeah, it was just a little slot.
Yeah.
At the bottom when you slide it in.
Yeah, it seems like there's like a bunch of dirt and crap that could get stuck
in there really easily. Yeah. Yeah, especially if you do actually take it on the go a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. It's kind of chintzy.
We're gonna go back to the days when we had like the little cartridge like cleaners with the little like foam rubber things. Yeah. You have to like slide it in, get alcohol in it.
Yeah, there it is right there. This looks like these two springs look like they're providing power for the Joy-Cons. And then if we go down, there's the actual connector on the inside, and I don't know. It's almost like a the back of, what is those? The 3DS.
Yeah.
Carts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So yeah, but just the way it is inside this like little slot, I think dirt could get piled up in there and stuff. And
yeah, I don't think it'll be super bad, but I think maybe after like a year or two of using it, you might start being like, maybe I should clean this out a little bit.
Yeah, me being a collector though, I'm always thinking about like 20 years down the road, how's this thing gonna be?
Right.
But anyways, with these like newer consoles, it's always a concern because sometime down the road you're gonna have to tear it apart and put new thermal paste on it and stuff. And
yeah, I know I had to clean out my PS2 after a little while and clean out the laser and all that stuff because it just wasn't working anymore.
PS3, I had to put new thermal paste on it at least once.
Oh, I did that for my PS3 like 6 times, and I had to bake it too. Yeah. Thank you, Yellow Light.
Thank you for being 16 pounds in a tank.
Yeah, goddamn.
It's like I plugged that thing
piano
in
black
though. You don't think about it now, but plug Windows in now, and you don't realize how loud that was. Until you get back to it. It's stupid loud.
Still nothing quite. I can't think of a game console that's as loud as the Dreamcast. Mostly just that damn CD thing. Like maybe not for constant loudness, but whenever that CD tray would kick on, I'm like.
True. So that part of it's noisy, but I would say probably launch 360 wins.
Oh yeah, that does get really loud.
Yeah, the launch 360 sound like a refrigerator.
It's so loud, and it still couldn't keep it cool.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that wind noise is just the DVD drive spitting up to 12 times. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I'll put a link for this in YouTube. This is really interesting to look for. There's even somewhere here. I think I have to go quite a ways down. Anyways, they actually have a patent already for a VR headset.
Yeah, I know. I saw that too. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, showing that basically this slides into almost like a Gear VR kind of thing where it's just the lenses and stuff, and then the display drives it. I don't know how I feel about that because, and this is interesting too, they have different Joy-Cons they might sell, some with a D-pad, some with a different D-pad and button configuration.
I mean, more options I'm always fine with.
Yeah.
As long as it's not just like, here's this one, then there's this clearly better one that we didn't give you,
Yeah,
type of thing.
this almost to me feels like the NES generation, where there's like a crap ton of like useless controllers that they sold that didn't really offer a whole lot of anything. It's just, I don't know. It seems pretty weird. And in this one here, I'm kind of surprised it had plugins for. See, I'm like wondering if this thing is like you charge it and you plug your Joy Cons in here, and then they can keep a charge longer, or what's the point of this? I don't understand.
I'm not really sure either.
Here's the VR thing. This is what I was looking for. So, first of all, this VR looks insanely uncomfortable.
Maybe, yeah.
But I think this is probably like proof of concept. They're just patenting it now to get it over with. This doesn't look like anything they've like seriously thought about. They're just like covering their base. Essentially, is what.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Google Cardboard with some straps.
Yeah, to me, I'm saying right now, this does not mean that this is going to have VR. I think this is just in the patent in case they want to get to that point.
Yeah, do it eventually.
If this thing's got a 720 screen, man, nobody's going to want to play VR
on this. Yeah, there's no way.
It's like it's hard enough at 1080.
It is. It is amazing. Yeah, 1080, even 1080. Yeah, it looks grainy as hell.
Yeah.
Up close, so.
All right, so I'm going to show this video real quick.
Actually, wasn't there a little bit? I don't think it was actually in that patent thing, but didn't you hear that the Switch was going to go Maxwell instead of Pascal?
Oh yeah. So now the rumor is it is Maxwell. Which if it is, it's going to be bad on battery life, or worse on battery life, not necessarily bad. Apparently based off of the X1 that was in the Shield TV, and it's supposed to have a low voltage and high voltage mode when it's plugged in, which is not shocking. I thought it was going to have that in the first place.
I kind of knew that, yeah. Once it's on the AC power, it'll, kick on to high voltage.
So this is kind of like strike number one for me, because it's like a new console coming out. I want to have the best power output. I want to have the best performance output and whatnot. And I know Nintendo's never been that,
top of the
line for it. But at the same time, there's no reason you couldn't start now.
Yeah, I know. I actually thought they would, but yeah, I'm not surprised that this is what they're doing, but I'm more like, oh, damn it! I was hoping you guys learned your lesson. Because Pascal would have definitely, as you said, would have been a better choice to go with.
Yes.
For this, because with the lower power consumption, and it's lower power consumption, and would have given them a little bit more power, and would have kind of kept it within the same realm as we're dealing with the consoles as they sit.
It would have made it more easier for third parties to purchase stuff over. Now, having said that, I'm not saying that this X1 doesn't have enough power, because like I said before, these engines scale really well. But what I do think that means is there's going to be a lot of games that are probably going to be really hard to push at 30 frames even with the thing plugged in, and I'm just kind of concerned what that's going to be like with it on portable mode. Like, I think not going with the latest thing that kind of matches, because these, if they would have been at like that 1.3 to 1.5 range kind of teraflops or whatnot, I think it would have been better for them, because the overall gaming experience for the third-party stuff, and these, like, just because these new consoles are coming out, these like refreshes, doesn't mean the old stuff's getting left behind. I'm still being told that the Xbox One S has to be supported for 3 years after the Scorpio comes out.
Oh yeah, I mean, they definitely will, because it has such a big install base. And I think too, as I said, when we started this whole thing, we're going to probably have that same thing of like, as it is with phones, like a lot of it will be supported for a while, and it'll just be like the few games here and there or whatever. Eventually it might be like, this only runs on there, but it's going to be kind of few and far in between. You're going to want it to work on all of them.
Yeah. But like, if it ends up like a situation, like, that's the thing that's going to kill me, is like, I can play a game at 30 frames fine. I don't care about that much. It's fine with me depending on the game. If it's a real fast-paced shooter, it has to be 60, but otherwise I'm okay. And Nintendo's pretty good about not using up all their power and showing all their, they're usually more about art style and whatnot. So I think most of the games that Nintendo's going to make is going to run 60 easy.
Nintendo will be fine.
Yeah. But the third-party stuff, if I want to pick up a game like Skyrim and I plug it and it's doing like, 15 to 24, and there's a crap ton of screen tearing in portable mode, that's a problem for me.
I mean, at least it'll downscale to 720 instead of trying to be 1080, but still.
And it's like, I'm still waiting to see what Nintendo's going to say. I'm still wait. The reason I was so excited this over PC is to have that experience of having some of these third-party games and being able to play them on the go and whatnot. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were like, "That doesn't." It's my personal lifestyle.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is what it will work for you personally.
Yeah, and for me that would work great. But I don't want a crappy experience either.
Right.
And I want good battery life. I don't want to like unplug the thing and like in an hour it's done. It's. Especially, and you gotta figure it's like, okay, if you're unplugging this thing, it looks like it's feeding power to the Joy-Cons. It's like, how much extra energy is that going to use up? And it's just.
I mean, I doubt the Joy-Cons are going to use that much energy. Normally, controllers they don't use a lot anyway, so I think it'll be fine there.
So I don't know. I've just got a ton of questions. I'm a little bit worried. Nintendo usually drops the ball, at least for me, and it's concerned anyways.
They normally do. Yeah.
And it's just like. I don't know, but at the end of the day, I'm still waiting to see what they're going to say about it, what the battery life's supposed to be. The one reason I got a little bit excited about this is they got NVIDIA behind it this time around.
Right.
And it sounded like they were kind of like letting NVIDIA take the lead on the technology front and kind of dictate what the console is.
Which is smart.
But it seems like they maybe still had the reins on and said, we can only spend this much. We're not going to spend
more. I have a feeling that's the main thing is like, hey, we wanted to meet this price. This is as much as we want to spend on it. And so we're going to go with Maxwell instead of Pascal.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that maybe eventually like they'll do what they are doing in the other ones, and maybe the next one will be Pascal. Maybe they'll have an updated version eventually. I don't know, but it's definitely possible.
I don't know if they'll ever do the updated version like these other guys are. I don't think that's what Nintendo is, but I definitely think.
You'd be surprised. I mean, look at the new 3DS. I mean, it's definitely a little bit more powerful and updated. It's not like a lot, but
true. But that's probably to fix what the 3DS was before.
Maybe, but then there's Game Boy Color as well. I mean, it's kind of at least in the handheld thing, they kind of do it.
Yeah, well, the Game Boy Color, though, to be fair, was very much its own console.
Yeah, it was just went through the backwards compatibility chip, right?
It wasn't like speeding anything. Well, it was speeding stuff up, but it wasn't like you can't play a Game Boy Color game on a Game Boy.
No.
So,
but you could take your Game Boy games and play them in there, and it would add color and stuff. So
yeah. So, I kind of see where you're going. I don't feel like they ever did that full step. Like the Wii in itself was also a completely different console, even though it was based off the GameCube. So I think that's what I'm saying here is I think if they ever do another one of these, they'll probably make it something different instead of just like an upgrade of the hardware.
I mean, then they're sticking with ARM. They're doing that.
Yeah,
so if that's a backwards compatible for a long time.
Yeah.
For the future.
And I've been getting sick and tired of having this debate about ARM being weaker than x86 and games. It doesn't really matter that much. It's fine.
I mean, I'd say technically it is, but not enough to make a big deal about it.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's kind of my thoughts on this whole thing, and this is really interesting to go through and look at all this different stuff here. It's like there's some notes here and whatnot, but a lot of this I feel like was kind of just speculation from people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's my kind of feel-good Christmas story.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
Notice that this guy only has 403 subs and shit ton of views. Anyways, so preface this on this, and I just did that by accident. There we go. Can I do that?
Wow, yeah. That is amazing. 2 million views, but only full of subs.
So there's this kid that was coming into this Best Buy, and he was there every day for a month and a half playing the Nintendo Wii U thing, and they noticed the kid that he was just there all the time, and I think they started feeling bad,
right.
Like he probably was somebody that couldn't afford it, and that was like his way to get his gaming on. And so the employees at this Best Buy decided to get together, and they all chipped in and got him a Wii U. And this kid's reaction's pretty good. Like right now, he's like looking at like what the fuck's going on.
Right. Also, just a little quick thing for Craig. Yeah, we do interact with chat. And pretty much, you've been kind of just saying what we've been saying, but we always go back through the chat too at the end of the show, just to give you a heads up and kind of talk with you guys. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, this kid's obviously very humbled. The thing that kills me about this, okay, if you go through a lot of comments, they're like, "Oh, they just did it to get this kid out of the store." You know, like most of the YouTube comments are not like, "Oh, this is great and awesome," and you know, like a lot of them are just like, "You guys are kind of dicks for giving this kid a Wii U."
I mean, that's they're probably both right in a way, but at this, I don't know. It is no, I see it as super nice for overall. I mean, that's definitely they could have just kicked him out of the store if they really wanted to.
Yeah, but you know, it's like I've been running into this like a lot lately on the internet, and I don't know why. Like yesterday, like the Ubisoft, and can you check on that, by the way? I don't know if the Ubisoft thing is still up.
It is. I just didn't check.
Okay. Yeah. Ubisoft's got their 30th anniversary thing. Where
there's a lot of good games in there too.
Yeah, 7 games away. If you go to, I'll show you guys towards the end of the show here, but. So I put that out, and Hutch from Crit TV retweeted it, so a lot of people were seeing it and grabbing them and stuff. And then there's always got to be that one guy, "You told me to download it, or what was it, Uplay? I'm unsubbing or something." I'm like, first of all, you know what? Nobody gives a shit about your opinion.
Also, it's not like you actually have to. I mean, we're just a suggestion of what you could do.
It's a suggestion. I'm not forcing you to sit there. I'm not forcing you to press.
No, we're strapping this guy down, and we are making him download Uplay right now.
And that got under my skin because I'm just like, why did you feel like you had to go to the point to what? Because it's cool to hate Uplay is basically what it is. You think somehow that's going to make you popular by saying that and going against the grain and whatnot. It's like, people, shut the hell up. Nobody cares mostly on the internet. I barely, you know.
So, we don't care.
Yeah, but anyways. So, same thing with this, right? It's just like, you just want them out of the store. Can't you just see things for how good they are? Why is everything got to be against you? I don't get this. It's like, this is like an internet thing. Everybody feels sorry for me. It's just, get the hell over yourself, guys. But anyways, I thought
everyone being pessimistic, and
I thought this was really super cool. His reaction is just like awesome. He doesn't know what to think, you know.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah. And it's like on top of that,
it's a fun little system.
Yeah, I mean, you've enjoyed it.
I have. I use it all the time. I mean, I mostly use it for Netflix and Amazon, but you know, I play my games here and there. Like I said, Bayonetta 2 just finished.
So yeah, I thought this was really neat and awesome of the Best Buy employees to do this.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Let's get into chat. You guys can see me down there with a pretty noticeable delay because that's how this works. Because I can just see the dashboard. So yeah, there we go. Stack Overflow. What's everybody saying? Because you've been reading this, right?
Well, Stack Overflow was talking. He was saying like it'll be at least $500 for the Ryzen.
Yeah, I've been hearing about 500 for the enthusiast, 350 for a slower clock.
Yeah,
basically
that's
lower.
Probably
band.
More what I was thinking. Like the lower end one would probably be around like 400, 350 probably.
Yeah, but overall.
And thank you, Medic, for agreeing with me on the GameCube controller.
Shut up, Medic.
It's an okay controller.
I love that controller. It feels like it's shaped for my hand, even though it's small. I love it. But yeah, all right. Well, let's see here. They make more money from the kid buying games. Yeah, because, you know, if you ever meet in Best Buy employees, are really concerned about making money for the store.
Yeah, they don't really care.
They're just there to do a job, dude. It was just a nice gesture, guys. It's nothing more than that. I don't know why there has to always be some other alternative to things.
I mean, there is that part of me that's like, yeah, there is, like, not, like, they wouldn't do it if there wasn't some benefit in it. And maybe it's a little bit of publicity and everything, but overall, it's a nice thing to do. You know, they got to have, you know, people for like stores and stuff, you know, they want to have that good perception or whatever about themselves. So, you know, do something nice for somebody and they'll, you know, look good for them. That's as pessimistic as I can get on this. I mean, overall, it was definitely a good gesture, and they didn't have to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just seeing it for what it is. I don't see it for anything else. All right, let's do this. Ubisoft. I want to start up a Uplay. Right on Joe's face.
You know what happens when you do that?
I don't know. The sound of one hand clapping. All right. All right, guys. So here's Uplay right here. If you open up the Uplay client, make sure it's updated. That's the only thing I think I said. Somebody said they couldn't find it. There's this thing called Ubi30 right up here. You can click on this. This bullshit's gonna go here, and it's going to say click down here. It's gonna say click on something here, and then submit, and then you get all 7 games.
I was a little behind on whether I could see what's on my video. So I'm just dancing there for being stupid.
Yeah, you're just dancing by yourself. So, Sands of Time, I think the first Splinter Cell still holds up really well.
No, it is really good.
Mm-hmm. Origins is really, really good.
Yeah, Rayman Origins is fantastic platformer, yeah.
The Crew, not so much.
It's okay. I'd take it for free.
It's better than Cruis'n USA.
I don't know. I love Cruis'n USA.
It is Cruis'n USA.
It basically is, yeah. Except there's towers to unlock things.
Yeah,
because Ubisoft.
Well, they have to update it somehow, right?
Yeah.
It's like, climb your car up this tower. Wait, what?
You don't climb your car up tower. You just gotta find towers. That'd be hilarious. It's like
Beyond Good and Evil. If you've never played that,
this is classic.
This is the reason right here by itself to get this whole thing. Blood Dragon's a really good short game, and Assassin's Creed 3. Joe says it's decent. I've never played
I loved Assassin's Creed 3. I know a lot of people hated on it, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. And for me, that was the ending of the Assassin's Creed series as far as I was concerned. And granted, I did play 4 after, but I was just like, pirate action game. Okay, you got me.
Yeah.
Also, they threw physics in there, and you know me. I'm a sucker.
I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all.
I haven't played anything with it in quite a while, actually. I think Batman was the last one.
I've been playing it, but it's all been on CPU, and I've been satisfied. I'm fine. I don't need that. I don't need that extra gobbledygook.
But it's gobbledygook that goes everywhere.
Yeah, it's a little bit much now. It's starting
to get ridiculous. It was cool when like CPUs had a harder time doing it, but
I like how like physics now, like they're trying to turn it up so much. It's like,
well, they're also a little side note because I actually pay attention. So they have Flex now, which is like a reworked version where it'll run on the CPU and run it fine, but it has the ability to run on your GPU if you have the extra GPU.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like it's funny because it's like playing Batman with some physics on. I was kind of laughing because it's like he clips like the side of like a building or something like that in the Batmobile, and all of a sudden there's like 10 times more the amount of bricks coming out that corner than is possible.
There's a lot.
Same thing with the smoke. The smoke just looks like something out of like
the cool. The smoke looks cool. Dude, it's like drag racing smoke. It's everywhere.
Okay, on the Batmobile, but you gotta admit, there's places in some games where the smoke is like ridiculous. It's like you're being smoked out by Cheech and Chong.
For Assassin's Creed, just because I was taking a little bit of a hit, and I was like, okay, it's ridiculous. I'm just gonna turn it down to medium. Like it looks really good and runs a lot better.
And I'm not gonna take anything away from NVIDIA. I know they love their Teslization. You know, it's awesome and whatnot. But does the actual God Razor Tessellated look any better to you than the way they were doing it before? They don't to me. I can't tell.
I can't really say I can tell.
I don't know. And I'm just sick of God Rays coming through everything. It's just not.
Yeah, I mean, I do love me some God Rays, but long as it makes sense.
Yeah, which rarely it does in games anymore.
Yeah, it's normally only like with trees and forests and stuff. Normally, do you see it? Maybe a little bit if it's something smoky, but they just have it like out in the middle of broad daylight. It's like there shouldn't be God Rays. Why would there be God Rays here?
Yeah, some of the NVIDIA stuff is really interesting, but otherwise, it's just I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the physics anymore, man. It's like it was cool in Borderlands where everything was crazy anyways, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's so tough.
It was one of those things I was like, am I going to miss this with this gone?
Well, yeah, I think it's it's just we got to the point now where the CPUs and everything, enough people have powerful enough CPUs that can handle mostly for anything realistic, like you would see for the most part. But then again, there's a lot of stuff that people have gotten a lot better with doing animated physics effects too. So where you can fake it pretty well.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. She's good at faking it, you know.
Yeah. So okay. Anyways, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm still on that screen. Anyways. I had confidence once.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so I'm going to do a couple shout outs and then we're going to get out of here. We're going to find somebody to host and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so guys, I think tonight Steve is doing Master of Minutes. If not, typically just does a stream. It is Burial Grounds on... can you find his thing and put it in the chat? It's Burial Grounds on Twitch. And the other shout out I want to get is recently I've been watching this new channel called No Clip that Danny O'Dwyer does. And he has been doing documentaries, and usually about one a month. Last month it was Rocket League, and this month it was Doom. And like the Doom documentary is so good. It's almost like they're going into like the back, you know, they're going into like the backstory of like the original Doom and all that, what inspired this one and everything, and it is like stupid well done. So if you want like a little bit, like dive a little bit deeper into like your games, because like let's be honest, besides Game Informer, there's no magazines that really dig real deep into this stuff anymore. Like most of it's just like you click on it and you're done, you know. So if you want that in video format, go check out his channel No Clip on YouTube. It's pretty damn good. And
Disturbed already beat me to it. Never mind.
All right, cool.
For some, I kept messing up spelling burial for some reason.
Thanks, Disturbed, man. The other thing I want to mention is we have a new channel on VidMe. That for some reason, when they went to go verify it, they verified cell processing and not final save point. But I have the final save point lock up there, so there we go.
Yep.
It's a little bit different. I'm just kind of covering basis. You know, we don't know it. Like one day, YouTube could just be gone. So,
possible, highly unlikely, but yeah.
Yeah, or you never know. Like I'm hearing it. I got started hearing about it from other creators and stuff, and so I just wanted to cover our bases. So I went ahead. Yeah. They're small right now. They'll verify anybody, so I just went ahead and verified us for that.
Right. Also, Teremy, what are you disappointed in me for? You should know better. You shouldn't even have expectations for me, so you shouldn't be disappointed.
It's your fault.
Yeah, it's your fault, Teremy. Shouldn't have expectations.
All right. No chance. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I don't know at this point anymore.
But thank you, Teremy, for putting No Clips up there.
All right. So, anyways, guys, we'll see you next week on the YouTube and the podcast. We are going.
Well, next week we aren't doing the podcast.
Yeah, that's right. I'm so used to having it next week.
Yeah.
No, we're taking a week off for Christmas.
It's Christmas Day. Yeah, enjoy. We will try and do one New Year's Day though, because I'll be back in California. You know, visiting family out in Ohio. So
I might have something for the holiday season, but it's only going to be audio related.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, let's see. Follow me on Twitter at Cell Processing. Follow Joe at Joe Schwarten. And yeah, we'll see you guys the next one. If you like this crap, click like or upvote or whatever you do on VidMe now. I don't know.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys later.
Adios.